All right. I am live. Looks like my color is a little bit off, so just hold on, people, while I fix that. It's a little better. There. All right. Hey, Lena. How's the picture look? Hey, Joan. Looks a little bit off. Let me see. I'll reset it. I guess I'm going to have to stick to that. It's a little bit light, but it's better than it was. Hey, Gina. Gail. It looks gray color, warm, ochre warm. Hey, Shauna. Janet. Elaine. Awesome. Everyone's coming in. Looks good. I think the color's a little bit light, but it's better. Let's see what another. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. You never know. So how's everybody? It's another rainy day, but really nice and warm. Well, not warm compared to you guys, but I think it's 14 Celsius here. So everything is starting to really come up, which is awesome. And the trees are starting to show their plumpness in the buds. So I would expect we'll probably see some flower blossoms in the trees soon. My daffodils are just started to bloom. So it's nice. We're supposed to have a fantastic weekend, so that's good. Is it, Gail? Well, it is April still. But we didn't have much rain in April, so I'm kind of glad we've had this couple days of rain because we needed it. So last week, if you remember, we were talking about sometime doing a project out of that book that I got, but a lot of people haven't gotten the book yet, so I'm going to put that off till probably next week. So I thought, remember I said we can do this? Remember? Well, I'm going to try it today. Yeah, Janet. Oh, it's so nice outside. And the black flies aren't out yet, so it's a good time to get stuff down in the garden because once they come out in May, they're bad. I don't like putting bug spray on. Oh, your book came? Awesome. Oh, you're chewing the chicken now? So I thought we'd try to make our own background with the face in it. And I'm going to show you a couple ways of doing the face. So for people that are a little leery about attempting a face, I've also got a couple ways of working around that, but still having the same effect. So last weekend, what I spent the day doing was drawing my grandson, Hayden, and where is he? That's it there. And this is mostly pencil crayon, or colored pencil, sorry. So he's going to be 6 in the summer, and this was his first frog of the season. There's ditches all along the roadway where they live, so when they go for a walk, they go hunting for frogs. They don't keep them, they just like to catch them. Him and his dad, sometimes his mom. Yeah, he's so proud, holding his first frog. Brings back great memories of my boys when they would go. We lived right on the lake, and they used to run down to it was called Horseshoe Bay. It was a very shallow, only up to their knees practically, and there was a lot of newts and frogs and carp and sunfish, all kinds of stuff in there. And they used to entertain the neighbors that were along the lake there, as they were so good at it, they could catch a gar pike by hand. But they would work together. One would scare it, and the other one would catch it as it goes by. They were so good, in the the neighbors used to just love watching that. And then unfortunately, I had a pond. Well, because we were right on the lake, they would take the small gar pike and throw them into my pond. So I had gar pike in my pond. It was funny though. They just loved the outdoors. They would, oh God, they had all kinds of stuff they would do, fishing, and they, matter of fact, they used to catch rabbits too by hand. Baby rabbits. Oh my God, they were good. I lived in a rural area in Kentucky for a little bit and was introduced to the concept of frog. Oh, what's that? Gigging. Is that catching them? Hey, Colleen. So I just thought I would show you that. This was I hadn't done colored pencil for a while. I did a little bit of pan pastels in the hair and the highlighted areas in the face, just so I wouldn't have as much coloring to do. It does save on your colored pencils if you can put some pastel on. And those are actually how long his eyelashes are. He has eyelashes to kill for. It's unfair. Why do the guys always get beautiful lashes? Oh, good, Lena. You're feeling good? Awesome. Pinch. It involves pinch darkness. Oh, pitch darkness. A flashlight. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Ah, frog. I've never tried frog legs, but they're all endangered now here because there's less and less of them. So we don't do that here. Oh, this kid is so funny. He's adorable. Both of them. Alyssa, she's 12, so she's a teenager. I don't need to tell you what that's all about. She's awesome though. So I did finish my April folder. I think I might put something else in it. Here somewhere with all, I've got so much cleaning to do. So this was April's folder. I think I'm going to put April, write April down here because it gets hidden by what I put in here. So I did a little, let's move my camera over a little bit. All wonky. Why is it wonky? Just a minute. Oh, I'll have to do, I guess. So this is the folder so far. So I did do this. This is just some pussy willows that I painted with acrylic and some pen along the side. I did the bee. The buzz this month is what I called it. So it's just, you know, writing in it, and I can just slide it in there. I can add more because I have this belly band. So if I find, a lot of times I do stuff and I forget about it. So this is a good way of having a place to put it. I just put a sticker on this and I just inked the edges of that. Hey, Judy. So that was good. And then that was our Fibville. So I like how I put it all together so you can see the whole little village. And then I just put, this was from a sticker book that I just put in here. I haven't done anything else except put some trim around the edge. And that's my bunny. I have written on it. And then that was what we did last week, the watercolor. Thanks, Elena. And this is a little pocket I did just to slip things in there. So as you can see, it's not, you know, I don't have a ton of stuff. I could always go back and put some more stuff in there. And then that's the back. So it's not real fluffy. It's a little bit, but it's not bad. All right. So I don't know if you guys want to play along with this, but this is the idea. I'm not going to do this exactly, but this is the idea of what I want to do. Because you can make these yourself. And basically, you have been doing that. Anyone that's been doing mixed media, you have been doing your backgrounds already in different ways. So if you have paper, now you don't have to use paper. You can use anything really, newspaper. You can use your stamps. You can use collage. You could draw something on it. You can use stencils, whatever you want, sprays. You know the basics of doing a background. So there's no really any rhyme or reason for the background. Just remember that she isn't here yet. You've just doing a background. So that's what I'm going to show today. And I think I'll put it in, maybe I'll do it on a folder. Yeah, let's do it on this folder. So everybody that has done scrapbooking, I know you have papers you just don't use. You don't like them, the color you're not fussy about, whatever. So I've just pulled out a few papers here. They're just random. So what I want to do is I want to make kind of a mishmash of papers glued on to my background. Now I can put paint on too with the papers, or I can glue all the papers first and then put some paint over top. There's really no one way to do it. You can do whatever you want. It's really about experimenting, and this is why I like doing it, because you never know what you're going to come up with. Okay, just reading chat. Let's see. Is that my sister? All right, so I have these papers. I have stencils out. I think I'll put paper here just so I don't wreck the other side with paint or whatever. Hey, Dad. Okay, we're going to do it this way, portrait style. Or should I do it the other way? No, I'll do it this way. So you can either cut stuff, you can tear it, whatever you want. Depends on the look you want too. If you notice in this one here, there's a lot of straight edges. And then they've kind of mixed it up a little bit. So, basically, there's another one. This is all kind of random torn edges. Here's another one. Or if you have a background already and you don't want to do this part, like here's one. I could just do the thing right on here if I wanted to. So I leave it up to you. Hi, Ange. So I thought we could start from scratch. So I do like this. It's pale. So I'm probably going to just, and I'm not going to worry about the edges. I can always trim after. I always, you want to take your papers and have it in more than one place. You might cover it later, who knows? But just to start. Maybe I'll do that down there. I'll use the straight edge for that. You can overlap, you can put things underneath. I think I'm going to put that one there. And this one here, like so. You can, when I start planning for this, I do plan things. I like to think about my colors. So you can see I can't think and or do and talk, think and talk at the same time. I like to have my colors play nicely together. So most of the colors here are complementary to each other. They're not going to be too bright because I know I'm going to put a face on. And if you find it's not bright enough, you can always add color later on. And it may change when I glue it all down. You can take a picture of it. I tend not to. I just start gluing. Whatever happens, happens. The main thing is that your colors are playing nice together. So I think I want a little bit of type. I have this one. So it's, or I could use paper, a newspaper. Maybe I'll use a newspaper. I like type in it, or I could actually use a script stamp. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing this. So my matte medium. I have a glue brush. Just make sure you don't have a whole lot of water in your brush though. Squeeze out the water. All right. So I'm putting glue on both the substrate and the paper itself. I just want to make sure it sticks well. Right. So is everyone doing okay and getting creative with stuff while you've got this time off? It's a great time to do it. I find I'm cooking a lot more too. I know a lot of people have started baking. Hey, Beth. Elizabeth. Joycey. Good to see you all. Let's see what else. All right. Let's see, where else did I have this? There. That one. So you can do this as fast as you want. You can ponder over it if you want. Just enjoy doing it. That's the main thing. All right. So I've got that there. So now I can also get some paint, and basically you're kind of mingling it together. If you don't want if you have some that you can really notice the lines, you can kind of wash it into the other existing piece by using the colors that are in these papers. I really like to do this. It just adds a little something. Um, Hey, Desert Nana. So, okay, let's dry this first, and then I'll read chat. Oh, wow, Judy, that's terrible. That shouldn't be a raisin. I guess they're probably their sales are pretty bad, so they don't want to return anything. But that's wrong. You lose your customers by doing that. Guess they don't have the space to fill it. It's just an excuse for not um, having to give back any money. I find Michael's bad for that, though. Even like for the coupons and stuff like that. I always have trouble with them. All right, so I think I'm going to put a little bit. This creamy color background, or I could go with a little bit of green too, or a beige. Maybe I'll put I've got some of this tissue paper. Do I want music? Maybe I'll use this. I have this one too. That one would be nice. I got this at Michael's, I believe, a long time ago. So I may as well use it. Hi, Eileen. Yeah. Tear some. Just use some more matte medium on this. Make sure the water's squeezed out. Maybe smidgen up there, I think. And that. And let's put some paint on there. So I think I want some cream color. That one looks to be about right. And maybe some of this blue. Go over to the paint so I can match it. Off the blue, I think that's going to be good. Kim, good to see you all. It's called light blue. Oh no, soft blue by Americana. And this one is light buttermilk, and it's by Americana. My brush in there, and then take a brush out. Take this, just a flat 1/2 inch. So you just kind of walk it out a little bit so it's blurred out. You don't want a hard line. Looks nicer if it's blurred out. You can go back over that if you find there's not enough paint. Let's see. And then a little bit of this. Just tone it down a smidge. We can paint more on it. We can add stencils to it. Let's see, a little bit there, I think. All right, so there, it's just blurred out a little bit. Just softens the edges a little. So let's try that. Kathy, we're attempting to do a background like this. Not exactly like this, but that type. That's my inspiration. So you just have to make sure you do quite a bit of drying in between, because you don't want your paper staying too wet, because then it's harder to paint on top of, especially if you're using acrylic, because then if you try to do too many layers, you end up lifting the acrylic off of your paper instead of putting it on. No, Joyce, it's the not the Asian one. It's the, what is it called? Slime. It's called. All right. I usually like to use acrylic paint most of the time on these because you do go back and forth doing things. So if I were to use something like watercolor or any of the sprays that aren't permanent, you end up with mud. So the way I do them, I tend to like using something that's permanent. And then you don't have to, you know, fight with everything and figure out if it's going to move or not. You're safe. Okay, what are they going to do now? Oh, yes. Okay. Now for faces, this is how we can, depending on, you know, if you want to draw, you can draw. If you don't, there's many ways of doing this. So you can go on Pinterest or Google or in a book, magazines, and you can find faces. This is the type of face I like to put so it looks submerged into the background. So the background is going to show most of through this face, and the darker areas are going to be the areas that have the painted part of it. It's so you don't see the background through. Another way you could do it is you could actually cut out a face from a magazine and paint over it. The only problem with that is you won't see the background through it. Or, where did I put it? You can do this. I have to, it's still not dry. I already put 3 coats of matte, or no, gloss medium on this, and you could do a transfer. So I'm just going to dry this. Could you do a gel? Yeah, that's what this is. It's a gel transfer. So you can still, you can even paint on these too. If you want to embellish them with paint, you can do that. You could add stenciling on her. You could put flowers, and or you guys are getting into that steampunk. You could put all kinds of stuff on them. You could copy May image on. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've done with this one image. I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, bathing cat. Is that bring back memories? Oh God, I hope those aren't coming back. You can get some really interesting photographs of women in the hair cutting books, hairstyle books. And they're great books for drawing or painting over top of, because they're not just standing there. They all have some kind of an attitude look on their face. Yeah, Lena. Watch, they'll all come back too. You want this good and dry before you put it in the water. And with doing gel or transfers, it is best to use the gel medium instead of the liquid one. Yeah, that's pretty dry. So what I would like to do is I'll cut around the area that I don't need. So like we could put her on like this. So let's take her. And you can always repaint the hair too. I've done that before. That can be fun. So we'll just cut around this messy part. I think I just, there. So you can put her on, and I like to, if you remember the thirds, so if you were to divide your picture, your background into thirds, so you'd put a line here, a line here, a line here, and a line here. So wherever the cross is your most what could I say? That's more pleasing to the eye is if you have them in on the thirds. Any questions? So I'm gonna put her aside for now. I won't be using her. I'm going to be, what I did is I traced out this picture onto a piece of tracing paper. And if you notice, it's very simple. I only traced out the part where the shadows were. And in the shadow area, which is here, I just traced out the lines where the highlight was. So you can put her, find out where you want to place her. She could go there, she could go there, she could go down here if you don't want it up there. I think I might put her, let's see. Right there, I think. So you can get tracing paper and just trace over. You just get a ballpoint pen and trace on top. Am I too high for you guys? Here. I'm just going to put where my eyes are going to be. And if you go on Pinterest, you can type in low-key photography, and that will give you this type of photography of the black and white. There's tons to choose from. There's high key and there's low key. There's more in the low key than the high key. It's up to you though. Neck. That's her shoulder. All right. There you go. You can just barely see it, which is good. You don't want it too dark. Now, you can do this in either paint. You could do it in pastels. You could do it in oil pastels. You could do it colored pencil, whatever you want. As long as you have a matte medium on top, that gives your surface a little bit of tooth. So if you want to do the colored pencil or the pan pastels, it will work. You'll only have to spray it though when you're done. But I like using pastels, so I thought I would use some pastels. And this time I think I'm going to use some stick pastels. Because not everybody has pan pastels, and I'm going to show you how you can use the other just as nice as pan pastels. So, yeah, the only one pan or the stick pastels I got are, let's see, where did I put them all? I have, these are Rembrandt or pastels, and I also have a few, where are they? New pastels from Prisma. And I have Caran d'Ache pastels. These are a little bit different. They're very hard. They do a really nice job. But these are a little harder to smudge, and you want to smudge with these, or what I'm going to show you. These are stick form. They're not too bad a price, actually. I like them. And You got Prisma ones? Cool. And these ones are I just put them in a tackle box. So the Rembrandt, as you can see, I haven't used them much. So I think what we're going to do, I also have, wait a minute, I do have pastel pencils too. If you want to get into the real fine areas, you can use that too. Are you using them today, Claude? Yeah, I can use them today if you want me to. Let's see. So to make her, I think we're going to give her a skin tone. So not a lot though, because you want the background showing through, because you kind of want to make it look mysterious. So what I'm going to do is use some skin tone, this one here, which is (416P). This is a darker shade. Let's see. I'm going to just use this piece of paper to show you. It's kind of a I don't know, barn red or a little on the orange side. So you just want a little bit. I'm going to put some in her. Now you can use a Q-tip. I think I'll use a Q-tip because everybody else has Q-tips, or a makeup. These are just makeup ones. They're not the Pan Pastel ones. They're just a makeup applicator. You can take that and you can smudge. So she'd have a little bit of color down here and in her lip. Her top lip would be a little bit darker, so you can put that up there. Just lightly shade the bottom part. Don't make a line though. Your skin doesn't have a line where your mouth and your skin meet. And then just a little bit on the corner here where her eye is. Maybe where her nose. So it's just a touch because you get quite a bit of color from them. This is where the more of the dark color is too. Now, then you can take a lighter shade. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, that's not bad. How pink this is. That's too pink. Okay, this one is number 276P. And I'm just adding it around her eye. Don't press too hard when you're using these, because it will take away a lot of the color and it'll end up on the sponge and not your paper. It might need to be a bit darker. Let's see what this yellow ochre color is. Kind of nice. I think I want ochre instead. Concentrating. I think this has to be really dark. You could probably use charcoal too. Now these does take quite a bit of repeat. Take that off. So you can take an eraser and rub it out in the areas you don't want. think I might have to spray it. I'm going to spray it. Just so that the pastel that I've already put on there. So I'll be right back. It's just started. Oh, doesn't take very long to dry when you spray it. Let's see. Oh, we got a troll. Thanks, Judy. Yeah, I guess there's nothing for them to do but send bad vibes around. Right, then dry. Right, let's try and add a little bit more. See if it helped it. I'm not having luck with this. I think I need to use pencil crayons. Let's try pencil crayons. I don't want to paint. Well, I guess I could paint on it. The pastel will only just mix in. What do you want me to do? Paint or pastel? Oh, I can put both on. Might work. And on the brush. I need a darker color. Oh, so I'm getting quiet again. Goofed. Not time yet, Chloe. I know. Okay. All right, let's see. Fix this eyeball up a bit. Right. I think I want to. There. Thanks for coming, Tori. Right. So let's try that. Get my pencil crayons out. These are the, I haven't tried these yet. This is the portrait set though. Lyra. See what we can do with them. La, la, la. See how dark they are. I don't even know how well they'll go on. No, they're not very good. They're not good for this part anyways. Let's see. For some reason, these, well, I don't really need those ones yet, though. So, they work. Yeah. They're much better. Not turning out the way I thought. But you can, this is how you play. You figure things out by doing. No, these are Pablo Caran d'Ache. Give her a nice blue eye, I think. No. Chloe, it's not time. And blue, sky blue. And gray. Let's really see eyelashes on that side. No, that's not going on right. Well, not exactly the way I wanted it to go, but it's not bad. Let's see, white. Mm, Then we need a white pen. Oh, I guess I can do the shoulder. Shoulder first. A little bit more pinky. Ooh, that one blotted. All right. And I think, let's see. And a little bit here. Got some paper moving on there. Maybe I could do some white on there. Just want to put a highlight on her shoulder. Try that. Not bad. There. The eye's a little wonky, but working on different layers of paper, it's kind of hard. So probably I would decide where I was going to put my face first and then put things on it. It's not my best, but it's a learning experience. That's the way I look at it. So I should have had less of a line on there. See if I can. You can take your pencil crayons if you want more color to blend in the background. All right, this one here. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Colleen. I'm not pleased with that eye. That's bugging me. It's bugging me. Down a little bit better. That needs a shining through. The bottom part would be lighter. Now, let's see. Back. Okay, now we can put other stuff on. So you can either put more paper on it, or you could put stenciling, maybe? Bring some stencil out. Where did I put them? Oh, here we go. What I found, some crackle. Could do some crackle. Where did I put my paint now? Or draw it. Let's see. Pip pens. Let's try some pip pens. Okay, so we could have a kind of an ochre color or a gray would be nice. Let's see. Let's try this one. That's pretty dark. Oh, we do. Okay. How this works. If not, we'll use paint. We'll check it out first. I think we can make our own, actually. Let's see. A nice thin pen. Me think. I think I need a sepia. No, thanks, Colleen. Okay, let's dry that. Remember, I had a month worth of doing crafts at school. Better have remembered some of it. And let's see. Then you take your pen again and you widen the crack a little bit, areas. And let's try that. And you just take a little bit. I guess I could use this. Where the heck did I put my paint? Oh, there it is. A little bit of give it a little dimension. Just tap it. Then let's see, what else can we do here? Oh yeah, stencils. Okay, I have more than that. Here they go. Well, that's weird. I can add a bunch of stencils, and if I can't find them. Where the blazes would I put them? There. That's crazy. I had them right here. Hmm. I'm gonna close it. Bear with me. I'll find my stencil. Hopefully I got another one. I had this all picked out before. I don't know where I would have put them. That's so weird. Where the heck could they be? That's not them. I got half of them, but where the heck did they all go? Oh, here. Too much stuff out. Yeah, I don't know where they went. I'll use this one. It's crazy. I got a bunch of them out. I can find them. Oh, see what we can do with these. How do I want this? Maybe I'll use this. Or is that too finicky looking? I have some molding paste here. Just gonna put some out on my paper. What color? Should I do it? Maybe it's almost the same. That or gold? Payne's gray? Like a slate color? Nope, that's no good. Find another. Maybe I've got some. Yep. Here. Use some of this. Oh my God, my place is a mess. I gotta, you know what I have to do this weekend? I don't know if I like that or not. It needs to be. I think it has to have a bit of. What do you think? That in pail. Dry it. You can always put some rub on it or something to lighten it or darken it. Hey, Eileen, thanks for coming. Hey, Sandra. Okay. So far, it came out not too bad. We could like darken the edges if I wanted to. I could add also some more different types of tissue if you wanted to, jewels, whatever. Even napkins. That would be pretty on there. Yeah. Somebody gave me this napkin. I can't remember who. Hmm. That'd be pretty. Uh, ah. Oh well. What up the paint? Oh, let's see. Everybody needs a butterfly. that here or there. Oh, what? Kathy, please explain the face process to everyone. Okay, just a minute. Will do. Let me put this in. All right. Okay, so the process I did is we made our background first. And what we want to do is we want to have bits of the background peeking through her face. So what we did, or what I did, is I took a picture. Just let me find it again. All right. We took this picture, and this picture I got on Pinterest. And if you go on Pinterest and type in low key photography, black and white, that means low key means you have a lot of dark shadows. This one, it's more of a high key because you can't see any of the definition on the side of her face and her back, which means there's too much light for this area. But those are really great for having to do these types of paintings because you can trace this out and use it to do this. So wherever the lighter areas in the face, you don't touch. You let the background come through. So I only do the eye, and then I shaded in this part here to make the dark areas. But you let the background come through. Yeah, it's the same thing. The photography calls it high key and low key. It is an art term too, as far as your shadow and hue and stuff like that. They use that also. So you can, if you wanted to, you could copy these out, and you could do a transfer using this because there's no ink on the white part. So therefore you have your shadows. Now, if you don't like the black though, that's the only thing. I didn't want to put black in here. Now this would really look cool if you had a lot of black in the background and then did this. Chloe wants to eat. They eat at 3:30. So it's past they're starved. This required so much skill. Well, if you use this, Colleen, you could paint onto this. If you did this as a transfer and then paint on top of it, if you want, I can come back. Let me feed the dogs, take them out, and then I can come back and I can do that other one. I remember the one God, I can't find anything today. This is so terrible. Oh, here it is. I could do this one and show you how to paint over it. It's up to you. Beth likes the idea. Anyone else game? I know, Chloe. Just hold your horses. Jeez. Or are you guys, is anyone else streaming today, this evening? Okay, I'll do that. So I'll end this stream and let's see, I'll come back at 4:30. Is that good? 4:30 good for you guys? And I'll show you how to do that. But she was on Wednesdays. Okay. Well, I'll come back on at 4:30. It won't be. I don't know. Sometimes she's on, sometimes she's not. I don't know. But oh well. Yes, 4:30 Eastern. Right now it's 3:44. People stream on top of another people, so true, Janet. All right, I'll be back at 4:30. So do a background and you can do it with me. Get your stuff out. Okay, see you then.